data and then strategic management. More often than not, if I ask someone about what is data and strategic management and how they intertwine, someone may not even be able to. But more often than not, we always practice that. So in my presentation, first I'll actually begin by, actually it's more like a research I did on an interesting topic that is existent, so that I can actually explain the obvious to many more who maybe presumably could be assuming they know the content. So what is data? And just a minute. So what is data? Basically, if scientifically you'll be told, data is a set of values of qualitative and quantitative variables. Therefore, data can be said to be facts and statistics collected together for inference or analysis. And this even reminds me when someone was telling me that you cannot exist in a world where you're making decisions without actually data. Okay? Because data keeps on flowing from all over, all corners, just awaiting someone to pick it, analyze it, and make good use of it. And then how do we relate it to strategic management? But first we need to understand what is strategic management. This involves setting objectives, analyzing the competitive environment, analyzing the internal organization, evaluating strategies, and ensuring that management rolls out the strategies across the organization. So you cannot actually say you are having what we call a going concern in an organization without having the data. Because you will die very soon as an organization because you will not know where actually you're heading to. You need to get this data for you to be existent. Strategic management basically is about the going concern and in the infinity kind of existent in an organization. Okay? So how did I just decide to come up with this? Basically, I had a look at an article by Paul Namneti. He's a global sales portfolio director at Capgemini, a global consulting firm. With him, he thinks like big data represents a fundamental shift in business decision making. Basically, when I was trying to look at that, this is actually a summary of that because of the 10 minutes presentation. With him, Paul thinks that you cannot actually settle on a decision without looking at the big data, which is actually done in a representation using scientific methods. Whereby, this is a presumption. Let's look at the case scenario of Safaricom and Airtel. These are telecommunication companies. Initially, we used to call customer care, and it will take you a very long time to call them before even you reach them. But after, the market surveys and actually analyzing what the customers needed, you realize that even now we have the Twitter, we have Facebook, and you can actually tweet them, and within a click, a button, they're actually getting back to you, and you get a solution instantly. So it says organizations are accustomed to analyzing internal data, sales, shipments, and inventory. Now they are increasingly analyzing external data too, gaining new insights into customers, markets, supply chains, and operations. Basically, with data, I was actually looking at it with regards to the 4 Ps. Product, price, place, and promotion. How do you determine that you're going to settle your business in this kind of location? You need data. How do you determine that I'm going to settle on this price to be competitive? You need data. How do you decide that these are the best marketing strategies or promotional strategies to use? You need data again to understand your environment. So basically, you need this data. You cannot actually do away with big data right now. And the big data you really need is scientific data. And scientific data is that on which you've analyzed and given inferences there too. And then we live in a digital era, so our world is built on information. Data of all kinds is pouring in, as I said earlier, from all corners, just awaiting someone to pick that data and make good use of it. Basically, this is just more or less the same. Then, in my presentation, these are the 2 objectives, basically just to remind you the obvious, that to discuss the role of data in customer satisfaction, and also to discuss the role of data in the optimization of profits. Now, let me begin with the first one, to the role of data in meeting customer needs. Let's look at this case scenario. Let's look at Nivea. You realize products like Nivea, most of us use Nivea. Actually, previously it was Nivea for ladies. But you realize that men also needed Nivea products. How did Nivea as a company meet the needs of the customers, men, the male gender? They went in, the research was done, they conducted a market survey, and they realized majority of them men also wanted the Nivea products. And because they had to do a demarcation of Nivea for women and Nivea for men, they also had to increase. Now, eventually, you'll find that their sales margin also increased. Also, you look at the case scenario of Safaricom. Most of us have mentioned Safaricom. How do you diversify? How do you diversify? I mean, using the same kind of the business, but you diversify to meet the customer needs. They went into M-Pesa, which was founded, I think, about 20, is it 2000, 2004, around there, 2004, if I'm not wrong. You're using communication, but at the same time, you're able to use that same communication to send and receive money. Basically, these are things you go out. Without data, you cannot be able to get that kind of information. And with the same data, it will help you actually to diversify and increase your sales margin. Let's now look at basically the same thing of the role of data in optimization of profits. You realize most companies, and this is actually based on the research and what we read, most companies are concentrating basically on dogs kind of projects. And you're told in BCMG that you can make a dog project be a cash cow, okay? And how do you do that without data? You can't actually do that without data. So what it means is you need data actually to know what this dog project, presumed dog project, because in my argument, basically, I always say we do not really have that kind of dog project because every project has to begin from somewhere. Why we have longer teething problems in startups is because they do not have the correct data. So they have to take a longer period to actually try to acclimatize to the business environment. So you need the correct data, which is scientifically analyzed, for you to shorten even that teething issue and be the going concern. So basically, big data analytics, of course, revenue maximization depends on margins and costs within organization. While most companies are ultimately interested in profit maximization, some companies are more interested in controlling their market share rather than profit margin. So I've given a case scenario of the same. I have about four discussions to give you about what is the competitive advantage of big data. It comes in form of question. What happens in a world of radical transparency with data widely available? And my discussion is, as information becomes more readily accessible across sectors, it can threaten companies that have relied on proprietary data as a competitive asset. The real estate industry, for example, this is actually my case, trades on information asymmetry such as privileged access to transaction data and tightly held knowledge of the bid and ask behavior of buyers. You'll be told something about when you have to settle on a decision in terms of product. This one you have to study the behavior of your intended clients, and basically with our clients, these are the buyers, okay? So upon understanding the behavior of, the only way you can understand the behavior of your clients is by gathering data and then analyzing it for you to settle on a decision that will favor those buyers, okay? Then two, if you could test all of your decisions, how will that change the way you compete? These are crucial questions you ask ourselves in business, and more often than not, you don't have answers to them. And if you have answers to them, then they're very theoretical and practical. So big data ushers in the possibility of a fundamentally different type of decision making. Using controlled experiments, companies can test hypotheses and analyze results to guide investment decisions and operational changes. In effect, experimentation can help managers distinguish causation from mere correlation, thus reducing the variability of outcomes while improving financial and product performance. I think basically if you be in a business environment, this should be, the question number two is what we should be aiming to solve more often than not. How will your business change if you use big data for widespread real-time customization? Okay? So customers facing companies have long used data to segment and target customers. Big data permits a major step beyond what until recently was considered state of the art by making real-time personalization possible. a next generation retailer will be able to track the behavior of individual customers, and even you know, you track this behavior of
Time is over.
let me conclude then.
I'll give you 1 minute.
Okay. So basically, I'll just go to the conclusion and say embracing scientific data and strategic management in the new dawn to companies that want to remain on the going concern, but at the same time gaining the competitive advantage over the companies. In my research, this is where I got my my arguments from. Basically, sorry, I just ate into the 10 minutes, and I'll open the floor to questions.
One question. What your research say about data privacy, and what is your take on that?
Well, with increased access to the internet, basically data privacy is more of an internal control, and it has to be managed from the internal systems. Basically, because if you don't control it from the internal, then it has the access cannot be limited. Basically, that's my concern about the data security. It's an internal control kind of.
Yeah, I'm going to repeat the question. So
Okay.
I'll give you a chance to answer it. What your data privacy, it's about you as a Safaricom client.
Yeah.
Safaricom has your personal information. You tweet, your Facebook, your Skype, your whatever, they know it. So what is your take on Safaricom sharing your personal information, which is data privacy? What is your take on that?
I'll have two responses to that. First, there is terms of engagement with Safaricom, which of course they make it very clear. They have they make it very clear with regards to how they treat our data, personal data. So basically, I don't think if a software company like Safaricom can breach that. And in fact, they breach that. And how do you mitigate against that? There are two ways to mitigate against that. First, the sensitive data do not actually share it across platforms. You can actually go on a one-on-one and share the data with them. I mean, share with them the possibilities of what is the existence of a problem, of a challenge, other than using the platform where there's no firewall or something like that. And then the another one, another solution to that is basically to be very sensitive on how you're sharing your data. Basically, that could be the